Okay, here's what nobody tells you about being a lawyer and going to law school. If you're wondering how important grades are, one thing you have to know is that nobody is going to see your grades. And that's assuming that you go to a law school that does traditional grading. I know a lot of schools do pass, no pass now. And of course, all of the big law firms, so for example, if you want to go straight into big law, they will see your grades. They are going to care about your grades. You will be competing against people who have the highest grades at top law school. However, if your goal is not to go into big law, if your goal is to eventually work for yourself, or if you're somebody who is okay to start at a small or mid-sized firm and go laterally, at the end of the day, your grades are not going to matter. The reason why people don't say this stuff is because it might come off like I'm saying don't work hard, right? But I am assuming if you are asking this question, you probably work really hard. Law school is just extremely competitive and not everybody can get the top grade. So I know that people who work very hard are just not going to be top of their class. So you start to freak out. You wonder if there's going to be opportunities for you. You're probably thinking that you're a failure. I know, I've been there, especially if you are someone who is going straight into law school from undergrad, because in undergrad, you are basically trained so hard to just think about your GPA. Once you're in the legal field, once you have a job, at the end of the day, you don't get asked what law school you go to. You don't get asked what your grades were. Again, big law is a different beast. But even then, you can start at a mid to small size firm. And once you start getting experience, then you can move laterally to those positions. I know a lot of people in my graduating class who I'm friends with and who were open, who did not have top grades. They now work in big law. If you've made it this far in the video, I'll be honest, I did not graduate at the top of my law school class either, but I was still able to find good jobs. Now I work for myself. What clients care about is your Google ratings. They just want to know that you can do a very good job. Nobody asks what school I went to. Nobody asked what my grades. If you know that you are someone who's smart, and if you are going to law school, I'm assuming you are ambitious, you want to make a difference in people's lives, I would not let myself get tied down into worrying so much about my grades, because I promise you it is not going to matter at all at the end of the day. Again, especially if you work for yourself, because who are you going to show your grades to? All this to say, in law school, you really are your own competition. So if you know that you have the good work ethic and the drive to do something, don't let things like grades get in the way. I promise you, anything that you want to work to do is going to be. And given my last video, we got a lot of responses. What we did is we started to create a Substack where we plan to put at least weekly articles that go into some of the questions people ask. So if you have any questions you would like us to answer or go into a little bit more, we're happy to do that. Just go ahead and comment, subscribe under this video, and we will send you the link.